Good evening, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful, chilly Surfside, California. And it's only the beginning of the chilliness because it's supposed to get a little cold here in Southern California. So we have a front pushing in on us. It's going to result in a lot of wind. I have talked to the independents. They are going down the Baja coast. I'll fill you in on that. San Diego fished the Coronado Islands with some pretty good results today. Some halibut up there in the Channel Islands. The grunion are running again tonight. 20% off on the Island Spirit for one more day, and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the evening briefing. Good evening, my friends. And as I said, everybody, as we go along on the evening briefings, it's going to get downright to like a news breaking kind of situation where we're going to have a lot of info coming into us. So we'll cover on the morning briefing what went on the night bites with the bluefin tuna and anything late that went on. Then, of course, on the evening briefing, we'll catch you up on everything that went on during the daytime. Do me a favor, please hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Share these videos everywhere. Subscribe to the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Really great to be with you all. Just dropping a video, 7 p.m. tonight. I had a great dinner with Paulina and Anthony, and it was fantastic. You want to know where the locals eat in Ensenada? You want to hear Paulina and I talking about everything from homelessness in the United States and Mexico to our big event that's going to take place in Ensenada. You can join Paulina and I on September the 12th through the 14th. It's going to be a lot of fun fishing and shopping and, well, you name it. We're going to have a really great time. So tonight, 7 p.m., make sure you tune in for the premiere where you can chat back and forth. Maybe even Paulina will be on there. I'll see if I can't make that happen. All right, my friends, let's get into it with you all. First of all, Chris Navarro, a really important member, a really good person, a member of the Freedman Adventures family. His brother, his younger brother, 53 years old, Derek, had a stroke, and so many of you have come to his aid either financially or with your love and thoughts and prayers. I just want to send my thanks along to each and every one of you for doing that. All right, grunion tonight. Last night there were some folks that were down here. I've talked to them already. They said it wasn't crazy good, but it was good enough. They were down by the jetty and they found several grunion down that way. And they ended up catching like a 12 to 15 pound butterfly ray. Man, every time I hook one of those things, you're just praying it's a halibut. You're praying that it's going to be the right kind. Now, in terms of the wind, it was actually windier here about 2 hours ago. The winds have subsided quite a bit, blowing now 10 knots, 12 knots, something like that. That ocean doesn't look that bad. So if this holds up, it should be good. And to be perfectly candid with you, tomorrow night looks like it's going to be a disaster. So if you're going to do it, tonight is probably the night you're going to want to do it. The winds are coming and they're going to be fierce. In fact, tomorrow afternoon, they will start to manifest themselves here in Southern California. Then it's going to blow right through Thursday. We're hoping it calms down for our Friday Island Spirit trip. Remember, I'll be doing a live interview, which will be archived. You can watch it any point in time on Tuesday with Captain Daniel Hadaway. We'll get a better idea of what our weather looks like for Friday. To be perfectly candid with you, 48 hours ago, it didn't look like that trip was going to happen. If you looked at the weather forecast, it looks better now, but it has to hold. We're not going to take you out there and get you seasick or beat you up. If it's not going to be conducive to a good trip, we're not going to go. But as it stands right now, it looks decent. And again, this is very volatile. That's still a ways out there, 5 days out there. We'll see where the weather takes us. Don't forget, speaking of the Island Spirit, you got one more day left. That is tomorrow, March the 31st. You can book a trip on board the Island Spirit for 20% off. Go back and listen to the live update that I did with Daniel. He'll give you the code on there. You put a code in, pick any date, get your calendar out, figure out when you want to go. Weekends, anytime during the rest of the year, but you must book by the end of March 31st, 2025 to get that discount. So make sure you do that. Or if you want, just give the office a call and they'll help you through the process. 805-676-3474. I talked to the Independents a couple of minutes ago. Brian Pfeiffer is their great captain. I love Brian. We do several trips every year with them. In fact, we only have 4 spots left on our April 21st through 26th trip on board the Independence. So you better call the office or get on that website in a hurry if you'd like to join us. That is going to be a lot of fun. I will tell you that right now. Remember, independentsportfishing.com if you want to join us on that 5-day. Our 8-day trip in November is already sold out. Back to Brian, just talked to him, and we wanted to know if he was going to have anything to report with regard to bluefin tuna as he's heading down 1,000 miles. Right now, he's at about 300 miles, and he says he hadn't seen anything worth stopping for. Now, he's kind of straight lining, so it's not like he's zigzagging around and looking around, and that could help to not see that much bluefin tuna. The fact that he is kind of straight line, but he has not seen anything at all today. So again, we'll watch that for you very, very close. Appreciate my friend getting back to me today with that update. All right, let's go to Ensenada where Leon Orozco today. Great rock fishing for him in Ensenada. He went 1 for 3 on the yellows. Nice forky. There's a lot of yellows, as we point out in the morning briefing to you every single day. A lot of yellows all up the Baja coast, literally from Cabo San Lucas up to the Coronado Islands. And I mentioned the Coronado Islands right now because the San Diego was there today out of C4 Sportfishing in San Diego. This morning on the morning briefing, I was telling you he was just moving up on the islands, and we had high hopes that something good might happen today. And they had their best shot of yellows of the year, 8 yellowtail, most of them nice, big, grade forkies, nice fish. And in the past, well, I haven't talked to him yet today. In the past, yo-yo iron has been effective. That's a heavy jig that you sink deep and wind on fast. Also, the surface irons have been effective, and other guys have caught them dropper loop fishing with a torpedo sinker, a big hook, and a hot sardine. So that's a good sign there, and I am loving what we're seeing. Man, I love the new design on the El Patron t-shirts. The El Patron is getting new engines in, and she's getting ready for the 2025 season out of Long Beach sport fishing. Won't be much longer, but check out that logo. Man, I got to get one of those shirts. Those are absolutely to die for. Really, really beautiful. We take a look here in the local areas, and we're catching mostly sculpin and whitefish. However, the Aloha Spirit up there at Cisco Sport Fishing in Oxnard did have a couple of halibut. Ton of birds again flying over me, almost like the Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. All gaviotas, all gulls right now. Don't see any pelicans, but there certainly are a ton of them. Maybe you can see them passing overhead right now. But as I was saying, up there on the Aloha Spirit, they did have a couple of halibut. They also had 29 sheephead. This is for 16 anglers, and they also had 32 whitefish to go along with that. So not bad at all up there in that neck of the woods. Their weather is going to get very rough, however, here coming up. It is going to get very, very bumpy. So we'll keep watching that for you. Hopefully the weather ends on Thursday and does not extend into Friday, but only time will tell. Here in the Southern California surf, we've been seeing a few more corvina biting, but the water is frigid now because of all this wind, and it's going to get colder. Someone's going to catch a damn salmon here one of these days. The water's so cold. It really is chilly, and that's why we're catching mostly barred perch. They like the cold water. We're seeing a few corvina here and there. We were seeing them more up there in the Santa Monica Bay on the sand crabs. They were catching some sand crabs in the sand, of course. That's why they're called sand crabs. They were getting sand crabs there up there by the Hermosa and Manhattan Beach piers. They've also had some down there by the Huntington Beach pier. Mostly bar perch. Few spot fin croaker were caught right down there. You see that tower on Anderson Pacific Coast Highway? Making a long cast out there, high or low tide, using sandworms that you dig up in the sand. That's the best way to do it. But also, you can fish with the bloodworms that you can purchase at some tackle stores, as well as the lugworms, and they work really, really well on those spot fins, but not a lot, just picking at it for right now. Occasional halibut coming out of here, and with the grunion run tonight, there will be guys fishing the beach because they've already called me and told me they're coming down. So hopefully they'll catch some fish tonight. And you know, you are likely, or let's put it this way, it is possible to catch any number of a variety of species here in the surf on a grunion run just because of all that bait moving up on the beach. That is the magnet that attracts predators like halibut, like leopard sharks, like corbina, yellowfin croaker, big ones too. You can catch some really nice fish here in the SoCal surf. It's a great time to fish, and as I said, with this wind and weather, tonight may be the last night you're able to do it, and you are able to keep grunion here for tonight and tomorrow night. The weather is going to become an issue though tomorrow night, so this might be it, where you can take 30 grunion, 16 years and over. You must have a California license, don't forget that, fishing license, and you can't use anything but your grimy hands to apprehend those slippery little devils in the surf. So keep that in mind. That will help you a great deal. Once again, we are watching everything for you very closely, including this weather. The weather is definitely up, and we are going to keep our eyes on that for you all. So, some breaking news here on the evening briefing. We have a report from the Independents. We know that they caught some yellows in Ensenada. We also know that the San Diego did pretty well. A couple of halibut up there. We've got grunion moving up on the beach. We've got the Independence trip almost sold out, getting close for the Freeman Adventures trip, April 21st through the 26th. And of course, we are going to keep you in touch with everything in between. And we have a special video tonight dropping at 7 p.m. with my dear co-host down there in Mexico, Paulina Varela. She's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to that weekend we're going to spend with all of you. It's going to be great down there in beautiful Ensenada. Want to end up by sending my love and thoughts and prayers to Chris Navarro, his brother Derek, and all of their family and loved ones once again, and my deep thanks. I'm humbled. I'm also very, very grateful that the Freeman Adventures family does so much good in this world of ours. I really am so fortunate to be able to have you all around the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel. Take care, my friends. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you really, really soon.